Hi, welcome to this YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, please welcome back and feel comfortable. On today's video is a topic of which I don't really like. A topic on women fighting other women, basically because of something so petty and personal decision. That is, there is this fight that keeps occurring on between women who want or have kids and women who choose not to have kid. Child-free women. They're not childless, but they are child-free. Like they don't want that responsibility, which is a personal decision. So I don't like coming listening to those video or being engaged in those arguments, because that's a personal decision. Women have the right, like you can't force one to motherhood, because motherhood is a very 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 tough hood, like being responsible of another human being, and you are expected like to know their needs since you give birth to them until you die, because they will remain your kid no matter what age they get or how old they get. Yeah, so that a discussion that I don't really understand why some people sound so bitter. Others go to the point of like insulting those women who decide not to have kids. Like why? And not only women, there are also some men who don't like kids. Yeah, and also some men who attack women who feel like they don't need kids or they don't want to have kids. And the worst part is they don't insult them. Like it is not like criticism, positive criticism. It's literally insults, because you will find them saying, "Hey, you say you are child free, meaning like you have aborted your kids, so you can't have kids, and you are here comforting yourself that you have child free." No, some people even get their tubes tied when they are 19. Like from the beginning, they don't want kids at all. So please, I don't like how people insult them. Me, I'm a mother, and I understand those people. Not that I didn't want to be a mom, and I really wanted to be a mom. I love my son, but being a mom takes a lot, especially mental health. You have to be psychologically prepared for you to excel in this hood. So let's give people grace, and let respect other people's decisions, because most traumatizing kids are those who are born by women who were forced by the society to have kids. You women who were forced into motherhood, not women who decided that I want to be a mom, not women who became moms without even like deciding, but wanted at one point to become mothers. Those are they easily adjust to motherhood. But there are women who literally didn't want to have kids at all, but due to societal pressure, family, friends, relatives, they end up having kids to please people. People please us, please, and the children end up suffering because the mom literally didn't want kids. And let's be honest, like 70-60% of the children responsibility, especially when they are young, belong to the mom. That's true. The responsibility to raise kids, like the mother is the one who know when to back them, how they react to different food or tone when you talk, what they love. You as a mom, you understand your kid more, because more often you spend more time with them. So I don't understand this so much hate from people who have kids or don't or wish to have kids towards people who make that personal lifetime decision that they don't want kids. I have seen comments and videos of people who say that they work on in nursing home or taking care of the old people, and most of the old people who lack support are people with kids. So stop coming online and telling women or people that they will regret when they get old, when they lack people to take care of them. We are raising kids to take care of their family in the future. We are not raising kids that they may grow up and come back to take care of us. Yes, we would love to spend time with our kids when we grow old, because I also love spending time with my parents, but it's not like forcing that responsibility on them. Keeping reminding them that it is their responsibility to take care of you when you are old. it is our responsibility when we are young, like to pray and work, so that when we are old and our kids are raising their family, we can like be able to take care of our needs. If it is employing a home care nurse or a home care person to look after you, because the rate at which that discussion is escalating nowadays, it's alarming. Yeah, that's my thought. Let's hear from women who decided not to have kids and those and are old. Do they regret, or how do they feel? And here are some of the videos from women and their ideas and their feeling of on having kids. Enjoy and support this channel. Let's get to 100 at least. Yeah, thank you.
For the love of Pete, please stop asking people that are over the age of 40 that do not have kids. You don't have kids? Why don't you have kids? You don't want to have kids? What if we asked you, you got kids? Why do you have kids? You wanted to have kids? You see how that sounds? It sounds judgy, right? It sounds judgmental. And it's not right. It's not right if we did it to you. It's not right when you do it to us. It is okay to be over the age of 40 and not have children. I want you to understand this. Some people don't have children by choice, which is okay. Some people don't have children by force, meaning that life in some kind of way has not allowed them to. There are a number of reasons as to why. Understand, you got to be sensitive, okay? You got to be sensitive with that. So let's start accepting that some people over the age of 40 are childless, and it's okay. Like, I'm a mumty, okay? I'm a mom auntie. I love my nieces and nephews and my godchildren, right? I get to be a mother figure to them. I love it. And so I just want us to be okay and start normalizing rich auntie vibes, right? Mum-ty vibes, okay? Childless over 40 vibes. It's normal. It's okay. I promise y'all, we're okay. Be easy breezy. Good gracious.
I'm 53 years old and I don't have kids. This comes with every type of response you could imagine. But who's going to take care of you when you get old? That's what we're put on this earth for. You're so selfish. You don't know true joy until you have a child. What do you do with all your free time? Do you regret it now that you're older? The simple answer is no. I understand people say things with the best of intention and perhaps based off what works for their lives. But many women have chosen not to have children or can't have them. All of us have a different path. I love children, and I think I would have been an amazing mom, but I have no regrets at all. I have an incredible nephew, I mentor younger women, I have a big loving family, and a fulfilled life. My worth in this world is more than just any one title, and yours is too.
In high school, my girlfriends were like, I want to have 3 babies by the time I'm 25. And I was like, oh, I want to have a dog. Like, what's wrong with me? I never understood it, but it was very interesting. So in 2019, I decided to have a hysterectomy. I had a lot of issues downstairs, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with it. I had an irregular pap all the time. So I'm like, let me be proactive with my health and have this done. I never really wanted kids, and I was at that age where I'm like, I'm good, let's just do it. And it's very bizarre because I went into this knowing that I was gonna have a hysterectomy, and for about a month after the surgery, I had a little bit of depression about it because it was all of a sudden, it was an option I didn't have. Yeah. Whereas before it was like, I could change my mind if I want to, but I don't really want to. And all of a sudden it was like, no, I just had to deal with it. And I saw babies everywhere. Right. And I think it was just me just grappling with the fact as a woman, it was not an option. I was not going to be a mom. But then I think now, thanks to technology, did I dodge a bullet? This woman just said I dodged a bullet. I love that. But now with technology, if I really want to be a mom, I can adopt. There's so many other ways that I can do it. But it was really strange for that first month.
That's amazing.
It was really, really weird.
Do you have kids?
No.
Do you get shit from people for not having kids?
I don't get shit. You get attitude. I just don't pay that much attention to it. Yeah, it's always weird, especially because I've worked in transnational feminist work for most of my life for the past 50 years. And so I travel a lot all over the world. And especially in other cultures, you know, New York is very different, right? But in other places you go and the first question people ask you as a woman is, how many kids do you have? You know, where are your kids? And so that's not shit. but it's an expectation that you have to constantly be saying, I don't have kids, and then people are kind of thinking, what's wrong with you? But yeah.
I don't want to have children because I want to sleep 8 hours uninterrupted and wake up without an alarm. I want to bask in the morning sun until the droplets on my freshly washed face melt away. I want to listen to the ticking of a wall clock until my heartbeat sinks to its rhythm. I want to watch the sun from the time it shows its face to the time it bids us goodbye and listen to its beautiful serenade that is the evening sky. I want to watch my hot cup of green tea as it slowly cools down until its pangs are warm enough for my delicate tongue. I don't want to have children because it means giving up the little moments, the ones that easily go unnoticed, the ones that make life worth living, the ones that make us human. I don't want to have children because I want my time to be mine, to do with it as I desire, whether it's watching K-dramas for hours on end, trying a new recipe to delve deeper into another culture, or just listening to little chicks as they call to their mothers. I don't want to have children because I am afraid I will forget about living. Within no time, I'll forget about myself. And one day I will look into the mirror and wonder, who is this?
I hear a lot of parents refer to child-free women as people who don't know anything about motherhood or parenthood, and that we don't have the right to have an opinion about anything because we don't have kids, so we don't know. But let me give you guys a different perspective really quickly. There are aspects of motherhood that, yes, I am never going to know because I don't have any desire to be a mother. I don't want to know those struggles. I don't. But at the same time, there is a shit ton of things that we do understand. Like, why do you think we chose not to have kids? I want you guys to just take a minute and think about that for a second. Child-free women, we thought long and hard about why we don't want to have children. The vast majority of us. About why we don't want to have children. There is no room for regret later in our lives either because the cons outweigh the pros to a child-free woman. Like, we thought so long and hard about it. We're like, okay, there's 2 pros and like 450 cons. You do the math. Like, there's way more disadvantages than there are advantages. So there's a lot of things that we took into consideration that we actually sat down and thought about. That's why we chose not to have them. The struggles, many of the struggles that you guys are thinking about and complaining about every day, we thought about all of that in advance. You guys are out here like popping out more and more kids and you're complaining about inflation at the same time. Like, I don't understand how that works. How do y'all's minds work? You're like, oh, the cost of inflation, the cost of living, everything is going up. Oh my God, the government this, the people that, there's no way to live. And then in the same week, you're like, oh, I'm expecting. And you want everybody to like, what, congratulate you? I don't congratulate people when I find out they're pregnant after they've been complaining about how hard it is to survive already. Like, a lot of you guys don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and you're already complaining every day about your lives, but you're popping out more kids. Like, the stuff that y'all are complaining about, school shootings, somebody diddling your kid that you found out they're being abused in their daycare center or whatever, we thought about all of that stuff. We thought about the fact that we could have found a good provider and a good father for our kid only for him to like die in a construction accident, and now we're single mothers and we don't know what we're gonna do now. Like, we thought about all of that stuff. What part of this don't y'all get? Everything that y'all complain about, we thought about these things. That's why we chose not to have kids. I really want you guys to really understand why regretful child-free women do not exist. Are there such thing as childless women who regret not having kids because maybe they put their career first, or they never met the right guy, or maybe they're physically incapable of having kids? I don't know. Those women exist, right? Child-free women, those of us who literally don't want the struggles and the stress of parenthood, we don't regret this. If I'm living to be 90 years old, I'm not going to sit back and say, oh my God, I should have had a kid. For what? I already knew what kind of world this was. I already knew that the cost of living was only going to increase. I already knew that the vast majority of the men are eventually going to run out once they get bored and want something new. We knew this already. There's nothing to regret, guys. I know y'all want to believe this. I know y'all want to go to sleep at night, and it helps you to sleep at night to think that we're going to regret our decisions one day. No, everything that you guys are struggling with, we thought about this shit already. That's why we chose not to have them. Have a great day.
I really need someone to tell me if having kids is worth it.
I actually went to therapy for this exact question, and I'll tell you what my therapist told me. So she basically says motherhood is a very universal path. So get a kid, raise a kid, right? But the individual journey and experience is so unique to every single mom that you're going to see moms who are YouTube and Instagram moms and magical pregnancy, magical birth, magical babies, magical partner, just everything is magic. But you're also going to see moms who are struggling. They're overstimulated, they're tired, their mental health, finances, relationship took a toll. Their kids just need more from them as moms. It's just a lot harder to be a mom. So she tells me, right, if you understand and accept that perspective, there are 3 things that you have to work through when it comes to figuring out this question. Number 1, do you accept terms and conditions? And that means, are you aware that being a mom is probably one of the most unstable, unpredictable, craziest journeys that you could ever do in your life? And it might be hard, it might be easy. It might be hard the whole time, hard some of the time, none of the time. You won't know what's going on until you're actually in the thick of it. And is that something that you're okay with? If it's not, can you get okay with it? Is there any scenario in which you're okay with that insaneness? And if not, then maybe that's your answer. Number 2, what are you going to do if it gets hard? If your finances, your mental health, your body, your relationship, if anything hits a wall or gets hard during this journey, are you going to be able to get through it? Or are you going to be able to find the tools and the support that you need? If you don't have that now, can you get that? Is that something that you're going to be able to find at some point around you to help you get through this journey? 3 was a little more personalized to me, but I'll try to explain it in a way that's general. My therapist said, running sucks and running is really hard, but running a marathon and finishing a marathon will give you a sense of pride and empowerment that nobody can take away from you. Something about training for a marathon, running a marathon with people around you. You guys are all on this hard journey together. There's cheering at the end of it. You get a medal or whatever. You cross the finish line. You just do a really hard thing and you get it done. That will give you a sense of empowerment and accomplishment that is just very indescribable. And that's what she was trying to tell me at the time. All of that was years ago. And I am now 30 with a 2-year-old in the thick of motherhood. And I can definitely say that 1, my heart explodes every single minute of every day that I look at my child. My heart explodes. I'm so in love. And motherhood has definitely been one of the most difficult journeys of my life. All my worst fears surrounding birth and postpartum and things came true. I had to lean really hard on the support. But the empowerment, the discovery, the new person I'm getting to know as a mom is just incredible. It really is.
I'm a mom of 4 kids, and something I cannot get over is the way that people try to convince women who are child-free by choice that they actually want kids. They'll say things like, oh, no, you say that now, but you'll see, you'll want them, or, oh, just wait, once you fall in love, you're gonna want kids. Doctors will even say, no, ma'am, I can't tie your tubes, you're too young, you're gonna change your mind. As if women don't know what they want for themselves. It is wild, and I often even see it in dating and marriage. Men will date women who say they do not want kids, and then they think they can convince them to have kids, and they spend years trying to tell her that she does want kids. And then if they break her down, if they are successful in doing so, in getting her to have children with them, they are then shocked when she doesn't fully enjoy the experience of motherhood. It is crazy to me that women will say what they want, and people will tell them that that just can't possibly be true. That just can't be true. And it's crazy because society tells us that, as a woman in particular, our ultimate job is to be a mother. And so it is really difficult for many women to say, no, I don't want kids. I will never want kids. That is a difficult thing to say in this society, because people then look at you and say, well, then what are you good for? And women and men have value whether or not they have children and a family. You don't need kids to have value in our world. And honestly, as a parent, I always encourage people, if you don't think you want kids, definitely don't have them. You cannot go in this halfway. You're all the way in, right? So let's start listening to women, and if they say they don't want kids, believe them. Don't date them, don't marry them, hoping you can change their mind. Don't tell them what to do with their reproductive organs. Just let them live their life. Let them be, please. Because women know what they want. They know what they want, and they are allowed to say that, and they are allowed to stick by that, and we should honor that.
Can all my women in their 30s tell me what it's like to not have kids?
Hi, I'm 33 and I have no kids. And I have no kids by choice. And I don't want kids. I personally don't think this creator did anything wrong having kids in her 30s. I don't think there is a perfect time to have kids. I don't think you'll ever be ready to have kids. As long as you wanted kids, then you're good. You're solid. The kids are going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. But me personally, I don't want kids. I've never wanted kids. You see my house, it's beige as fuck because I don't have kids. My dog, she's not here right now, but she's beige. She fits the aesthetic. I'm too selfish to have kids, plain and simple. I'm too selfish to have kids. And that's just because I was raised in a Latino household where I practically raised my brothers and sisters, including my mom. I raised her too. So I've been raising people my entire life. I don't want to do it anymore. My mom has scarred me from ever wanting children. My mom says that when I was like 15, or probably even younger, I always said that I don't want kids. I don't want kids. I can't imagine the life that I live now. And it's not like I do anything wild. It's not like a fucking going out every single day. I truly like my peace. My house is always quiet. Listen, when my sister, I have a 10-year-old sister. When my sister says, Vicky, I want to, but I'm not. Can you imagine if that was mommy? I simply can't do it. Shout out to all the mothers out there doing it, killing it, single mothers. I was raised by a single mother like you guys. You guys are the bomb.com. But me, simply, I could never do it. I just can't do it. I don't want to do it. I choose not to do it. I'm too selfish with my time. I don't care what the men on this app got to say. Oh, you look old. No man's ever going to want you anyway. I don't care. Pookie, I simply don't care. Look at me. I'm so happy. I can't do it, but it's not for me. My life's great. And I don't think women that have children, I don't think your life sucks. And I don't understand this beef between women that have children and women who don't have children. Like, you guys want to rave about your kids. I love that for you. I want to rave about the fact that I don't have kids and I never will. So I think we should just unite, love each other, say fuck them kids together.
Someone just told me to hurry up and have kids before it's too late. Too late for what? I'm 45 years old. I don't understand why people are still bothering me about having kids. I mean, menopause is right around the corner. Like, why do I have to have a kid now? I made the decision to go child-free in my mid to late 20s. It served me really well. I'm going to be honest. I wanted to be selfish. I wanted to do whatever I wanted all of the time. Don't get me wrong. I love kids. I love their energy. After the age of 5, toddlers seem like a lot of work. They're always screaming and they're always crying and puking, and I just couldn't. And how do you guys afford kids? I mean, really? Kids these days, an 8-year-old wants a PS5. I went to the mall and some little kid had a better designer bag than me. I see a lot of moms struggling too, and frankly, I don't know what's worse. Struggling with trying to bring up upstanding citizens, them struggling with the constant exhaustion, them struggling with the expense. It's not for me. It absolutely is not for me. I never really wanted to be a mom. I don't think I have a biological clock. If you make the decision to be child-free, stick to it. Don't let anybody sway you, because they will try until you are lying in your coffin to make you have kids.
People with no kids, what are you doing with your weekend? Let's see what the people of Twitter have to say. Watching my sister's kids. Free birth control. This person had their art featured in an exhibition. Girl, love that for you. So slay. Making sure it stays that way. So real. You would enjoy my free birth control series. This person got 7 new books. I hope you have time to read them all. Sleeping until noon. Every day. Anything I want without consideration of anyone but myself. Sounds lovely. Being irresponsible with my money with no consequences. Listen, you do you. Disposable income is disposable for a reason. Anything I want. Yes. Whatever the hell we want. Yes. This person went hiking with their dogs. Look how cute. You're so happy. Not worrying about others not having kids. She got them there. Anything we want. Whatever I want. Coming and going as I please. Love this for y'all.